I'm Sean Hines, and this is Hard News for Wednesday, December 3rd, 2014. We have tons of news to cover today, so let's get started. Valve has decided that they can't let Twitch have all the fun when it comes to streaming games, so they're bringing the heat with Steam broadcasting. Primary market seems focused on sharing live videos with friendos, but it will have a public option for all of your fevered fans. You can watch the gameplay on Steam, Chrome, and Safari, but there are no archive options for the service at this time. I suspect that will change as this evolves out of the beta, but to use the feature for now, you'll have to opt in to the beta version of Steam. There doesn't seem to be any camera options either. Maybe Valve just wants to keep the TNA to a minimum. Nintendo might be on the cusp of some major hardware issues with the Wii U. Reddit has begun cataloging a ton of instances where error code 160-0103 is bricking the hardware. Early reports were that Smash was the culprit behind this, but most seem convinced that this isn't actually a software issue at all. User TVina suspects that error code is the result of a faulty or worn internal flash chip, most likely limited to a specific run off the factory line. Now, it could be a firmware bug, but that would be even more random and really unlikely. I think the point here is Smash isn't responsible for the error code, and you as a gamer shouldn't be concerned about playing your Wii U. It has enough problems of its own without us feeling paranoid. In other news, Sony's PlayStation experience is happening this weekend in Las Vegas, and the manufacturer has announced a limited edition PlayStation 4 celebrating the 20th anniversary of the brand. I want one so hard. Limited to a run of 2,300 units, this slick-looking piece of hardware features the color scheme from the original PlayStation released back in 1994. It also comes packed with a sexy controller and camera, but there is no date or price. Expect more details to be revealed over the weekend. In the meantime, Sony uploaded a digital theme to PSN that harkens back to the original PlayStation era, and you can download it on your PS4, PS3, and Vita right now. The PlayStation blog in Europe is also reporting a sale on classic titles, but keep an eye on the North American blog for a similar announcement. If you do happen to find yourself on PlayStation blog, be sure to check out Between Shoe Ferns. Yeah, it's a shameless ripoff of Zach Galifianakis' show, but it has its moments and is a fun way to promote the PlayStation experience. Now, of all the stories today, the biggest has to be the leak of the upcoming Assassin's Creed for 2015. Kotaku got their hands on a 7-minute gameplay video that was most likely used as an internal pitch for what is called Assassin's Creed Victory. It is set to take place in Victorian London sometime around the 19th century. In the video, Kotaku reports a variety of new gameplay options, such as the ability to swap from the hood to a top hat while disguising yourself in a crowd, swinging on a grappling hook through the city, and the ability to engage in combat atop moving vehicles. But not play as a female assassin, because that would be too hard. After the leak went live, Ubisoft confirmed to many outlets that the assets are in fact from the upcoming game being developed by their Quebec studios. That means there is another new team creating an installment in the franchise, giving Montreal a year or two off to figure out where to take the franchise next. What else Assassin's Creed Victory has in store for us is anyone's guess, but since we're hitting up the Industrial Revolution, I look forward to murdering that shithead who wouldn't give Oliver Twist some more. Speaking of pissed, our comment of the day comes from a Zero to Hero, who speculates on why Hard News is coming to an end and really nails it in my opinion. I have taken an excerpt from it, but I highly recommend reading the full thing. Quote, "The new partner competition shows that are now alongside Hard News simply made the heads of ScrewAttack think about their direction as a site in the interwebs. In the end, they decided that they shouldn't try to spread the jelly on the news side of the bread as well, or else it'd get too thin to really enjoy all the other parts of the game toast. It's kind of understandable, considering all the latest news can be fetched via Twitter, Reddit, etc., instantly nowadays via sites like IGN and Game Informer. Plus, they're able to retrieve that press firsthand and sometimes exclusively. ScrewAttack simply could not compete with that, as evident in how Hard News usually covered big video game news from the day before or even days prior. In exchange for Hard News, ScrewAttack's saving their new production show schedule for next year, January 2015, which will include top 10s, best evers, death battles, side scrollers, random videos on the side, as well as 6 brand new shows. Thanks to Zero for wording that better than us, and hopefully that will provide a little more clarification behind the decision. And I'm going to be on 2 of those new shows, so I'm not going anywhere. I'm Sean, and that was Hard News. The latest episode of Side Scrollers is now live on ScrewAttack, so head over to the .com and tune in for our weekly calamity that is our community-focused podcast. Sam, Chad, and Craig are bearing their gaming souls, digging into big stuff, and breaking down the worst Kickstarters going on right now. Just click this window here to my left and see it for yourself.